Hi, I'm Kevin. Nice to see you again. Today we're fixing the famous Basque country dish called chicken piperade. And I made the piperade a couple of days ago, so be sure to watch that video. Piperade is simply bell peppers, onion, garlic, and thyme all sauteed together in a little olive oil. It's really easy to make and it's super useful, which is why we're using it for chicken piperade. So heat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then let me show you the chicken. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention to you. Just now, New York State is essentially in lockdown because of the COVID-19 crisis. And I am so happy to cook for you because cooking brings me a sense of normalcy. All right, got that out of the way. Let's move on to the chicken. Yeah, I hope that cooking brings a sense of normalcy for you as well. Anyway, here's the chicken. Ideally, you want to use skin-on, bone-in chicken thighs. I'm using skinless, boneless chicken thighs because that's what I had in my freezer. And I'm not going to the supermarket to buy the other stuff because, well, we're supposed to be staying home right now and for the foreseeable future. Which means someone is going to be doing a lot of cooking. Anyway, I'm just patting these chicken thighs dry so that they will brown well. And then we can move over to the stove. I'm going to brown the chicken in my Le Creuset braising pan here. But you could use a Dutch oven or any heavy, tall-sided skillet. And I have the pan set over medium heat. I'm going to add, maybe 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using olive oil. You could use another kind of oil if you like. And then, instead of salting the chicken directly, I'm going to place the salt directly in the pan. Also adding some fresh grinds of black pepper. And then, I think this is hot enough. I'm going to add the chicken thighs. Yep, we are sizzling. Good news. Yeah, I really hope you can find skin-on, bone-in chicken thighs, even during these turbulent times. In the comments below, maybe you can tell me if your state is on lockdown as well. Misery loves company, you know. All right, I'm going to let these brown for about 2 minutes on each side, and then I'll come back. Oh, and I'm wearing these gloves because I always wear gloves whenever I handle chicken. Be right back. All right, my chicken has browned appreciably, so I'm going to transfer it to a plate. And by the way, even though I'm using a braising pan, this chicken is not indeed braised. The chicken will be cooking in its own juices. Sorry, my arm is in the way here. Maybe should have set the camera on the other side. Too late now. Okay, so we have a lot of little bits and pieces of chicken stuck to the bottom of the pan, and those bits and pieces are loaded with flavor. So I'm going to add a splash of dry French vermouth. If you don't have vermouth, just use any good quality dry white wine or chicken stock. Just a splash. And then stir while the vermouth bubbles and while you scrape up all those bits, all those very flavorful bits. And then add 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste. That may seem like a lot of tomato paste, but this dish is all about flavor. And there ain't nothing more flavorful than tomato paste. It's the boiled down pulp of tomatoes, so it's very sweet and concentrated. And to this, I'm going to add a splash of balsamic vinegar. I'll stir that around. Also going to lower the heat. And then in goes the Piperade. Now this is the equivalent of 4 colorful bell peppers, 1 medium onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and a teaspoon of thyme. Get all that tomato paste mixed in here. Yeah, by making the Piperade in advance, this dish becomes super simple to do. All right, then we can return the chicken to the pepper mixture. I'm just going to nestle it into the peppers. I have 1, 2, 3, I think I have 8 chicken thighs. These are very small chicken thighs because I bought them from my local farm store, and they only sell organic free-range chicken. I don't like those gonzo chicken parts that come from the supermarket, you know, from factory-raised chickens. They have no flavor. I know that factory-raised chicken breasts are really rubbery. Yeah, I just don't like them. And then on goes the lid. Off goes the heat. And then I'm going to put this in the preheated 350-degree oven for 30 minutes. So we'll be back. Oh, I might make some rice for you. Anyway, we'll be back. Well, I hope you have enough food in your pantry and your fridge and your freezer. Mercifully, I have a lot of white rice that I keep in my pantry. And I thought I had enough chicken stock for the rice. I actually need 3 cups, but instead I have, let's see, where are the measurements? I have 2 cups. So I'm going to make up the difference with, you guessed it, white wine. This is a Chenin Blanc that a friend brought to the house the last time we hosted a dinner party. Probably we won't be hosting any dinner parties for a while because we are supposed to be practicing social distancing or physical distancing, which is very hard to do. But at least we can talk to each other on YouTube or on my website. Okay, now for the rice, I have 1.5 cups of rice that I measured out, and I rinsed it and drained it in a wire mesh sieve. And the reason I did that is because I don't want the grains to stick together. I don't like all those clumps of rice. So again, let's move over to the stove. Okay, so here's how I do rice. I have my saucepan over medium-low heat. I'm going to add a bit of olive oil, about a tablespoon. In goes the rinsed rice. And I'm going to stir it for about 1 minute. Again, the stirring while you're heating is another step that eliminates clumpy, mushy rice. Well, we will pretend that I have stirred this for 1 entire minute. And I'm going to stir in a bit of salt. Oh, a half teaspoon or so. My chicken stock did not contain any salt. That you stirred in. And then in goes the vegetable stock. All at once. And then you bring this to a boil over high heat. Just stir it once or twice, that's all. And then once it comes to a boil, reduce the heat to a really quiet simmer and then cover the pot and let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes or until all of the liquid is absorbed. And by the time the rice is ready, the chicken will be ready too. Okay, it's dinner time. Here's the chicken. Off. Ooh, very hot. Let me move you a little closer. And the only thing I need to do here is to sprinkle some coarsely chopped parsley over the chicken. That way it doesn't look so naked. And boy, this smells terrific. I chopped the parsley in the food processor. Really easy to do. And here is the rice, which also smells terrific, not only because it was cooked in vegetable stock, but because I added that Chenin Blanc wine. I'm going to plate this up and then I'll have a little taste. All right, here's the rice on the plate. So let's serve up some of the chicken piperade. I'm going to put the chicken right on top of the rice. And since these thighs are very small, I'm going to have 2 of them. Tell me how many you'd like. I'll gladly dish up a plate for you. A virtual plate, anyway. Throw some more of this pepper mixture on top. Here it is. Well, that doesn't look too appetizing. But trust me, it's really wonderful. There, that's an improvement, I think. Anyway, it's a really delicious dish. Let me see how it tastes with the skinless, boneless chicken thigh. Because so far, hi Tiger, so far I've only had chicken piperade with skin on, bone in chicken thigh. So here goes, down the hatch. Okay, it's very tender. To my surprise, it's very juicy too. That's because the chicken cooked in its own juices. Yum. And the rice is just as good as the piperade. One more bite. Oh, what a fabulous dish. Hang on. Well, I hope you'll give this chicken piperade a try. Maybe I should call it poulet piperade. Be French. Give it a try. It's really easy to make, and if you want, you can wash it down with some Cabernet Sauvignon. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, thank you again for spending time with me today. And if you have a chance to leave a comment below, please do so. Let me know that you are safe and sound and that you are eating very well. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.